Okay, welcome back, folks. Sorry about that. We had a little internet technical difficulty there.
Little glitch.
It's amazing what Metal Roof
Will do.
will do.
So here we are picking our champion medium weight market barrel with entries from some girl named Bailey. I don't know.
Bailey Danner.
Bailey
Known
Danner.
her
Yeah, that's
quite a
right.
while.
Yeah, Bailey Danner. And Fitzer. And who did win that second class? 674. Yep, Feldman. Kayleen Feldman.
Gets really close between a pair out here for champion and reserve middle. I think when you study those two, I think they both have the right kind of spread, the right kind of shape. There's just little things you like to change about them. One needs to be a little more loose and comfortable. One you wouldn't like to see so wrinkled in its top line just so much when it's on the move. A little, I think when you really start to get out and study them and they come back out, there's one that's just more loose, comfortable, flexible. I think that one, when you study that one's shape, has a bigger ditch, is better in terms of the shape to its loin edge. I like that one an awful lot. Young lady here in the center showed your champion middle.
So that champion middleweight.
And I don't think here for reserve it gets close. I think there's one that rivals our champion really well, one that has a little more in terms of shag. I just like to see him a little more loose out of his rear leg when he drives across the center of the ring here. I'd like to see him just cracked open over so slightly in his chest to get over our champion. Still an awfully good pig for reserve. That's going to be the young man out of the last class.
So Fitzer with reserve and Danner with champion medium weight market barrel. That will lead us into the three classes of heavyweight market barrels. First one has 4 entries, 2 from Kayleen Feldman, 1 from Logan Davis, and 1 from Oliver Green.
Congratulations to Bailey Danner on winning the champion medium weight market barrel. And congratulations to Maxon Fitzer for his reserve champion medium weight market barrel. Now entering the ring is our class 1 of heavyweight market barrows, shown by Kaylin Feldman, Logan Davis, and Oliver Grains.
So like I said, we got 3 of these, and then of the heavyweights, and then we'll pick an overall champion market barrel, and then we'll get into our top 5. With 4 entries in this class as well. Looks like 4 entries in all 3 classes, and these will range from 250 to 255 pounds. So we're getting up there. This is getting
That's
pretty close to market.
that
Right.
is too big to ride a donkey.
Yeah, it is too big to ride a donkey. Yeah, I wouldn't want to put, and that's one thing that's unique, like when we say breaking calves to lead, a lot of people will just hook them up to a donkey, and if a donkey wants to go somewhere, he's going to take him there. You know what I mean? And you wouldn't think that a donkey that's maybe 200 pounds max can take a 1,200-pound steer or whatever and tell him, I'm going this way, and you're going with me. And that's just the way it is.
It's all about attitude, folks.
Yeah, and those donkeys are worth their weight in gold. We used them a lot. Back in the day, and that's one way of breaking them to lead, and then it's just the way that it's easier to do. Helps so many ways. Donkeys are amazing for that. And tonight we'll get some crazy people to jump on the back of them.
Of the ring. I think one that if you call cracked open enough coming at you, I think awfully good kind of a barrel. Round in terms of his body, fresh in terms of his shape. Still paints a nice picture from the side. Extra nice kind of a barrel to go ahead and start. One that's kind of a powerhouse lays here in second. One that's extra big in terms of that one's spread. Big in terms of that one's ham and stifle. Still loose and comfortable. I think he just gets a shot plainer for me. When you study him ahead of his blade, maybe just not quite as unique in terms of the way his hips put together. Still a nice kind of a barrow to land in second. One that comes in third, good productive kind of a market hog. Maybe one that just doesn't provide the extras, one we need to see a shot more comfortable off of his rear two to work up any higher. One that rounds out the class, that one's a compositional concern, maybe working a little too much on the top side of his skeleton for me today. That one just needs to be a shot more refined in the way his neck's put together. One we'd like to see a little more comfortable out here on the moves.
Getting a good range there of what's going on out behind the scenes a little bit. Chris checking out the amount of people watching in the stands.
It's full in the FL show ring.
And kind of let you know, I mean, this pig show here at the county fair is, you know, a pretty big gig. It's, like I said, it's got a rich history, and it's amazing the amount of people that come out and watch this pig show today. So, and like I said, we've had some success at the state level as well. So,
you know, I gotta be honest. I'm surprised none of them have noticed the camera moving right in front of them.
Oh, I know, right?
Usually, when people are sitting this close to the camera, they'll go, "Oh, geez, oh," and they'll try and hide from the camera.
Yeah, nope, not here. They don't. Yeah, they're busy.
Well, no, it's kind of nice.
Yep. So,
and there is the one and only FFA legend, Ashley Wiebe.
Ashley Wiebe, the one and only legend.
Tony Town.
Tony
a little
Town.
bit of everybody there.
Yep.
Avery Schroeder, your new fair queen.
Had a nice interview with her earlier.
Yep.
Got a little bit of a, touch base with her on what she thought so far, and some of the reasoning why she did decide to try to do the fair queen thing. And
market barrows, shown by Bailey Danner,
and she's going to get open to a different world, here, so to speak.
Well.
Some of the different things that she'll be involved with as she goes to the state fair, and maybe that she wouldn't have got a chance to do, in a normal circumstance. So a lot of government stuff she'll get to see, a lot of, state capitol type stuff she'll get to see. A lot of different individuals from different counties. Hopefully meet some new friends and cherish it, because it's something that not a lot of people get to say they did, so good for her. Now in the ring is Class 2 of heavyweight market barrels. Entries from Bailey Danner, August Wagaman, Logan Davis, and Kian Maxwell. Wow. Bailey in there again. And did Ben say that she named the pigs after Guardians of the Galaxy?
Yes, there's a Groot, a
Rocket, I heard.
Rocket, and who was the third one?
I can't remember what the third one was now that he said that. Wasn't paying that much attention.
No,
I kind of caught it off guard. And
I was just joking with Bailey. I was asking her if she called one of her pigs Wyatt.
Oh.
Because so Bailey and Wyatt have gone to school together since preschool or something. So
there you go. Maybe she could get Wyatt involved in it.
Good luck with that. I guarantee you, I told Wyatt that Bailey was going to be on, so he was going to hop. So maybe he's still listening. If he is, I guarantee you I'm going to get a text that's like, yeah, no, never.
Yeah, no, never.
Big stink.
Big stink.
And he's not wrong on that.
And no, he's not.
There's definitely a different odor here today.
Yep.
Is there a perfect one in here? No, but still land on the young man's calico. I think you fix him behind as where he rolls out on his hock wall just a little. I think that one's pretty good, but you watch him go away, he scares you just ever so slightly. I think one that's still good in his shape, fresh in his shape and round in his body and comfortable enough when you study him from the side. Pretty good kind of barrow. One that lies here in second, one that's definitely neat to look at when you talk a design perspective on the front 2/3 of him, laid back in his knee. One that's neat in his construction up front and where he ties into his shoulder. He's round in his center body. It's his rear third that really concerns me. He's dropping a little flank in him. He's rounder and a little shorter in his hip. Doesn't want to move out of his hock quite as well. Still a nice kind of a barrow to lay there in second. Kind of the same story here in the one in third. One that's good in his shape, stout in his skull, but we need to see him just go better off either end of his skeleton. Wants to taper to the inside when you have him come right at you. Wants to get on the outside of himself as you watch him go away. Still kind of a nice barrow there in terms of spread and shape up high. One that rounds our class out, just same kind of a story. One that needs laid back in his shoulder, lengthened in his hip. I'd like to see him with just a shot more shape and spread at the top side of his skeleton. Redesign him from the side and put some parts and pieces and rearrange him there. Still a nice kind of a barrow to end up in fourth.
Good class there, top 4 market barrows. And then we'll get into class 3 of the market barrows, ranging from 275 pounds to 290 pounds. Holy moly. Here's some big pigs with entries.
Wait, how much?
275 to 290.
These pigs are bigger than me.
Yeah.
I'm not small.
Well, they're bigger than me, too. I mean,
Now entering the ring is our Class 3 heavyweight market barrows, shown by Bailey Danner, Avery Sauer, Kian Maxwell, and Bo Wurzbacher.
so yeah, you just heard the 4 that will be entering the ring. Bailey has entries in 2 of the 3 classes for heavyweights, and of course she just won champion middleweight. She might have to find a couple friends to help show her pigs. See, if your son was here, he could have showed a pig.
No, he couldn't have. Yeah, that's funny. Oh, my God. I would pay. You know what? I wonder if I could bribe Bailey to try and get her and all of her friends to
Get Wyatt.
get Wyatt to try and manage a pig.
That would be a riot.
That would be a gas.
Well, he could be like when they do the little kids one instead of little kids. Maybe we can get a bigger kid one.
I'll tell you this though, he would be a good friend. He'd come watch and he'd come, support and like, cheer her on and stuff. But I don't. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he would, but
It'd be interesting. For sure. Nice interview with Wilton FFA, Muscatine FFA there as well, that I had.
oh, with the young Miss Paul.
Yeah, with Miss Paul. Got to talk a little bit about some of her projects that she has coming. A couple steers and a couple sheep.
Did you talk any basketball with her?
No, we didn't talk about basketball.
I'm surprised you didn't say, hey, what do you think of that new head coach?
We did talk a little bit about ball, a little bit about softball. A couple other things that she does outside of the 4-H and FFA side, mainly FFA for her, obviously. Asked her how she kind of got involved and got a little bit of history on it.
How she got involved. I'm going to go out on a limb. Maybe her dad?
Yeah, just her dad.
Just her dad?
Just her dad.
Yeah, they actually used to live by us.
Really?
And then they, as the girls were, when they were little, and then they moved out to the farm.
Right.
I mean, it's been quite a while ago now. I don't know how long, but.
And judge has made his decisions for this particular class. And then, like I said, we'll go into champion heavyweight market barrel and reserve champion heavyweight market barrel.
One over here that we go ahead and start with the young lady, definitely an EST pig. The biggest in terms of his center body out of the back of his shoulder, the biggest in terms of the spread he has to offer, and the biggest in his shape. Definitely a good kind of barrow. Maybe like to level him out in terms of his hip, make him just a touch more comfortable, but I think an awfully nice kind of a barrow there to go ahead and start. young man's all black barrel that lands here in a second, big-footed, big-legged one. I'd like to see just reach and push and plant and drive with a touch more authority, lengthen out his hip, put a little more set in his hock to make him a little more comfortable. Still good in his body and shape and spread up high, just gets outpowered and overwhelmed by the one ahead of him. Young lady's barrow that lands here in third, one that definitely a good kind of a market hog, just lands in a really tough class with a really good pair ahead of her. One that's bulk, spread, and shape is awfully good, maybe just a little more generic in that one's overall build. Young man's that rounds out the class here in fourth, one that you love the product and spread that one has to offer. He gets plainer in his shape, flatter in his body. Like to see him redesigned off either end to make him a little more comfortable.
Man, I could listen to this guy talk all day. I mean, he does. I've said it 5 or 6 times, but he does a fabulous job.
He's like auctioneer style,
Yeah.
but understandable.
Yes. I mean, he knows what he's talking about. He knows what he's looking for. And like I said, I mean, he dumbs it down, for lack of a better word, too, so anybody can understand it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he does a really good job. I'm really impressed with him as a judge. I'm sure he's a great individual as well, but, you know, for what he's getting paid to do here at the fair, I mean, he's doing a phenomenal job.
Well, you know, I was talking with one of the fair board members, and, you know, the effort they go through to find great judges is...
It's tough.
It's crazy.
It's tough. And it's like I was saying, it's when I was, you know, talking earlier, I said, you know, it's kind of a lost art. I mean, you know, it's hard to find them, too. I mean, just to find individuals that are willing to do it. I mean, these guys are, 8 out of 10 of these guys or girls are, you know, have their own business to run, you know, and they take a day out of their schedule and come and do this. And it's just, you know, like I said, it's hard to find judges out there. It's kind of like anything else. It's hard to find an umpire.
Referees,
referees.
we've talked about that all through the sports seasons.
Yep. So it's the same thing, and it's you're gonna get situations where, not that it might happen here, but you're going to get in situations where you're going to say, what the hell was wrong with my animal? You know what I mean? And same type of thing with what was wrong with that pitch? What was wrong with, how come that wasn't a foul, you know, or how come that wasn't a flag? You know, it's the same thing.
At least the one thing that I can say, and I don't know how good these judges are, they can't be as bad as the WNBA
close
refs.
between a pair of them out
True.
here. I think there's one.
Very true.
That's just a shot more comfortable.
And that's
out
just
of its
across the
rear
board.
two, and the
That's
way
not even a Caitlin
it drives
Clark
across the ring. I think that one's still great in terms of his build and balance from the side. He's short-backed and still fresh and has a great amount of shape to him up high. One's an awfully good kind of a barrel. Young man to my right's going to be your champion. I think even you drop the second one out of that class, there's still another one out here. It's really, really close between. I'd like to see him just a shot more comfortable off his rear two to go ahead and beat our champion. But despite that, that's still an awfully good one for reserve. Young lady out of her last class, you'll have reserve heavy barrel.
So Bailey takes reserve. I didn't see who the champion was. Who would be the...
He was walking around with the pig.
Walking around with the pig. Nice. Very nice.
So again, folks, I know I've said this a couple times, but if this is the first time you've ever listened to Toby and I'm not exactly a farm kid.
Right.
And I'm also
Congratulations to
extremely
Oliver
sarcastic.
Grings
Oh, gosh,
for-
yes.
with
I mean, we
his
just have fun
champion
back and
heavyweight
forth.
We do.
reserve
You know,
We try and pretend like we're just sitting on a couch at
Congratulations to
home
Bailey
watching
Dinner
this
on
like
her
we were talking with
reserve
everybody
champion
else. So
Right.
don't take anything that we say too much to heart.
Yeah.
Other than absolutely appreciate this whole event and what it is.
Right.
So
Now we'll get into our top 5 overall.
Just to let
Kinda
you
like
all
I said
know, we will
yesterday,
be having a small presentation before we do the Grand Champion Market Hog Award today.
Oh, so we're going to do a small presentation here. I didn't know anything about that.
yeah, it looks like they're going to do an update on the new Ag Center.
Oh, the new Ag
Or
Center.
Ag Center, Activity Center.
Activity Center. Kind of like I said yesterday, on the top 5, this kind of relates back to same type of deal as yesterday, the points, kind of like a NASCAR race, kind of like something similar to that along those lines where you accumulate points. And at the end of the year, you get it. There's a prize, whatever each individual, like goats and pigs and cattle and sheep, they all have their own whatever's, some people have like a chair, some people have coats, some people have sweatshirts, some, whatever it is. And that's what these jackpot shows, they call them, are around, the state of Iowa. You travel around the state of Iowa and you accumulate points. And that's how you, and it's just kind of a spin. County fairs don't count towards those points, but it's kind of a spin off of that. It's kind of.
So would they show the same animal at all the?
Oh yeah, you show the same man all the way around. Yep. And at the beginning of the year, you'll have, there'll be smaller pigs. Obviously, they won't be shown anywhere under 150 pounds. Obviously, but they'll take this animal to another jackpot show somewhere and just try to accumulate points.
Now, do the points go with the animal or the driver?
Both. So you can have 3 different pigs, right, and accumulate all those points. For example, as one.
So, even me as an incompetent pig person, if I bought enough pigs and took them to enough shows, I could theoretically, potentially make it.
Yes, correct.
I like this. This is the kind of thing I could succeed at.
But the problem is like if you're not getting in that, if you went to every show there was, and there's for like pigs, it's a little bit less than there are for cattle, because cattle are, we have the Iowa Beef Expo in February, and then you have like shows all year long. I mean, from February on, to me, the Iowa Beef Expo is, I say it's the most important show of the year. Everybody says, argues with me and says the state fair. The thing is if you win the Iowa Beef Expo and you go 2 weekends later to another show, that judge has got in the back of his head, well, this one's already won the biggest show of the year, arguably. And so now I got to think about putting that steer or heifer in first or second place, I mean? And if you win the expo, it kind of sets the tone for the year, and
Makes good sense.
And
leader out of the gate kind of thing.
Yep, leader out of the gate. And then you'll come to the state fair, what everybody, gears towards at the end. But in the back of their mind, they're still thinking, man, this one won the expo as well. So
while we're waiting here, I'm going to go ahead and flip back up for you folks here, a little bit of a swine parts and biology for you. For those that maybe don't know all these words that you've heard, so one that I've heard quite a bit is the barrow, which is obviously down kind of by the belly. What part of the pig is that? Like what?
That like down by the belly, you're going to get hot dogs out of. There's not not a lot of use out of that. You get back by the rump, you get the roasts. Obviously the ribs are the ribs. And across the top is the loin. That's where you get your loins and your pork chops and those type things. Tenderloins, that's where that comes from, is the loin, obviously. Different things that you can do with the loin. Bacon is just the straps that are left over, and that's what your bacon is. You get into the hooves and the hock and stuff like that. Okay, now we got another Muscatine FFA member jumping on. So she's going to stay. Go ahead and introduce yourself real quick.
Hi, my name's Mallory Brune.
Mallory Brune.
Yep.
And what are we going to be talking about here?
Well, it looks like we're at the pig show today. I showed my own pig this morning.
Yeah, I did see you out there.
Yep. I was the second class of the day, so I got it over with pretty quick.
That's a good thing.
Yeah, definitely appreciated it, honestly. It makes for a not
For
as
the
long of a
14th year in
day
row,
for
Right.
the rest of us.
Yep.
/FFA ribbon auction will be held on Saturday, July 20th.
So
in the
right
small
now, are we
swine
picking
showroom,
the overall
one
top
that you're all
5, right?
sitting in right now.
Yes, I
The
believe
auction will start at 1:30
we're bringing
p.m.
out top
The
of
purpose
each
the
class
auction
right
is
now.
to give individuals and
To pick
businesses
out,
a chance to
top
support 4-H and
top
FFA
5.
members who exhibit
Overall
beef,
barrel, yep.
swine,
Yep.
sheep,
And
meat
it's
goats
kind of like
for their
it'll be
efforts
interesting to see
in
which way he
preparing
goes
their
here
animals
today.
for the fair.
Yeah, this is a really good class. There's lots of really high quality barrows here this
On
year. I
Thursday,
know
July
lots
18th
of
at
talk in the
4:30
pig
p.m.
barn
in the
about
large showroom,
who's
there
going to
will
go
be a
home with
meeting
the
for all who plan to
overall, and
participate in the ribbon
definitely
auction.
some high
I
competition
repeat,
here.
that is on
It's
Thursday
I talked about this
July
earlier a little bit about
18th
how
at 4:30
it's going to be the
which
most
is
competitive
today.
out of everything we do.
Yeah.
Here at the fair
all
is
exhibitors to
you know,
meet
livestock wise.
so
I
that
mean
they can get their
it's
announcement
really really
cards and
deep.
prepare for
Yeah.
the ribbon auction.
I mean, I know Fitzer cleaned house this morning, but
Yeah.
it's gonna be interesting to see.
Definitely lots of talk about the Fitzers cleaning the house this morning in the big barn, but I think quite a few people saw that one coming, but I
This-
know that there's been a few more families who have shown other animals get really into the pigs in the past
Right.
couple of years, so
Yep.
that's been cool to see. And man, some of these families, when they get into it, they get into it really
Yeah,
good and
they
put lots
get
of
into it.
time and work into it, so that's nice to see. I think a lot of people don't realize too, a lot of these pigs who win here will go on and win much bigger shows.
Right.
Muscatine has really high quality pig show. It's hard to win here, and
Yes.
lots of good quality pigs coming through here. And when they go compete at State Fair, I wouldn't be surprised if some of these pigs do come home with the trophies.
Right. I mean, it's one thing I did say. This past year, especially, we had a really good state fair.
Mhm.
I mean, not just pigs, but I mean Addison with her heifer
Yes.
and the pigs did very well as well. I think Grings were reserve overall as well.
Yes.
And you know, it's one thing. It's I mean, how far Muscatine has come to compete at the state level. I mean,
It's definitely great to see.
Yes.
I mean, there's still obviously lots of room for growth in different
Right.
areas with
Awesome barrow show out
Different-
lots
here,
of
and I
different
think,
animals, but
Right.
your champion light through your champion heavy, all three of those very, very good pigs. I think it gets really close between a pair, though. I think it's subtle differences that sort them, and I think it's personal preference, obviously. But I think there's one that's just runs uphill a shot more. I think he's just a shot shorter in terms of the length of his back. I think he's a little more trendy in the way that he's made. He's kind of my kind of hog. One out of your heavy division is going to be your champion barrow.
That was Oliver, wasn't it?
Yep.
Oliver Grings with your
Drop the
champion
reserve heavy
market
in.
barrel.
I think it gets close between that one and another one. I think there's one out here though that is just a shot fresher in terms of its overall kind. He's big in terms of his center body and still loose and flexible out here, and still provides a neat look ahead of his shoulder. The one out of your middles will be your reserve barrow.
Oh,
Bailey Danner, I
Bailey?
think, with the
yep,
reserve.
Bailey. Yeah, I believe that was Bailey out there. One of your fellow teammates, so to speak. Well, yeah, or no, she's in the Sweetland, isn't she?
She is. We're in the same FFA chapter.
Okay,
though.
you are in the same FFA chapter. Okay.
Oh, Bailey Danner?
good. Yeah.
Yeah, she's not in FFA yet.
Yeah, she's not old enough to be in FFA yet.
No.
Yeah, she's not in high school. Yeah, so she'll get there.
Yes.
She'll be part of that, I'm sure. So
Get
She's
here
in-
for third.
she's
I
in
think it gets
Kensley's.
close between
Okay.
all three of them.
4-H
There's
chapter.
one that's
So-
probably just a little more my
Oh, we're gonna
style
let
in
him
the way
talk.
that one's made. I think that one's harder to make. You'd like to see him cracked open just a shot more into his chest, but the reserve middle will be your third overall.
and Allison Lenz, my pig whisperer from West Liberty,
D-
does take third overall. And a little bit of history on you here. Let's talk a little bit about what you do. What kind of projects did you have besides the pig?
Yeah, so besides my
Congratulations
pig,
to
I
all
have
of our
a steer and a
Brings
heifer in the beef barn this
for winning
year.
the
And this
National
is
Market Barrow.
the first year that
And a
I've
special
been in
thanks
the beef
to
barn.
White Pigeon
I did a
Insurance of
bucket
Wilton for
bucket calf
donating
not
the
this
banner.
past year, but the year before, and that was
Congratulations
kind
to
of
Bailey
my
Danner with her
introduction into the
Reserve
cattle
Champion
side.
Market
It's a
Barrow.
great
Her
project to
Dan-
get kids
her banner
into
was
the big beef
donated by
barn.
Elite
It's really
Agency.
great
And
transition
congratulations
project.
to Max and Fitzer
And
for
what
his
got you
third
involved
place
into the?
Market Barrow.
Yeah, so I started off with animals pretty young. I actually started showing horses at county fair, and met a few friends through there. One of my really good friends, Emily
as they say
King,
now, from
who
a
showed
word from our
cattle
sponsor,
her whole
only
life,
this time
actually got me into
you
the cattle
guys
side
are
of
the
things.
sponsor.
And
So
her
it's-
and
it's
some
been
really
10
great
years
ag
since we
teachers have
started
really
on
helped me
major
along the way.
refurbishment,
That's
of
good.
your buildings here at the fair. 2014 is when we did the swine pavilion. Our latest project is the activity building or our event center. What our royalty is showing you now is a rendition of the new building. It will be just to the north and west of the current activity building. And where we are on this is we do have a design, as you can see. That design is becoming more solidified with every meeting, with every progress that we have. We have plans. We are seeking bids currently from a bunch of different builders around the area. Kent Corporations, who you may remember donated a significant amount of money to our livestock campus, has stepped up and has provided the first donation of this building. It is an in-kind donation. They have donated $500,000 to this project as their commitment. Round of applause for them. So what that means as an in-kind donation, we need to match that. We don't get the money unless that's a match. So as you are thinking about supporting this county fair, supporting everything we've done, for instance, this is year number 4 for this building, and it's all because of you guys. So as you think about your support, we invite you to talk to us, talk to the fair office, consider us in your donations, and again, we thank everybody for a progress so far. It would not have happened without all you guys. Thank you.
Nice little speech there by Tim.
Yeah, this is a really cool project they're doing here. I know their goal is $2 million, which is a lot of money to raise, but for this new, very much needed building.
I will say, it will serve as some kind of money coming to keep this thing going.
Yeah.
And I will say that I think we started something, our family, with my daughter's graduation party a few years ago, 5 years ago to be exact, or 4 years,
I'd
5
like
years
to take
ago.
a moment for
And we
everybody,
rented out the beer garden
to please
and
give a round of applause
kind of
and say
helped the
thanks
fair
again
out, and plus
to
it was
our
easy
judge
on
for
us.
making his
So
way over here from
and it's
Winterset,
something that we
Iowa.
definitely,
Please give a round of applause for
you know,
Tyson.
started a trend. I mean, it was a big thing to rent it out now. I think she had 12 rentals for graduation parties and it's a form of income for the fair.
Yeah.
And definitely something we need.
I think utilizing the beautiful buildings that we have here while we're not actually at fair is something that a lot of people have
Right.
been looking into.
Yep.
How did we can get that done? Because most of the time these buildings do sit empty if
Right,
a fair is
exactly.
not in them.
Exactly. And like I said, we're getting ready here now to take top 5. My little pig whisperer. Yeah, my little pig whisperer is on TV. Be interesting to see because it's a combination of everything right now. So,
Yes.
oh, look, little Feldman over there. I'll be darned. Well, Grings. I should say Grings. I keep saying Feldman because I know her mom that way, but.
lots of young kids at the big show. That's one thing that always surprises me is you don't
Yes.
see as many young kids at the cattle show.
Right.
Probably because they're a little bit harder to deal with
A
sometimes.
little
but
bit, yeah, a little bit.
it's cool to see even the really little ones get
Yep.
out here as soon as they can, and
Well-
especially the ones that come from families who are really interested.
Right, and then you'll get after they do take their top 5 overall. We'll get
The
into the
peewees.
peewees, and
Yes.
and that's an absolute riot.
It is so fun to watch,
It
though.
is. It is.
It is like a circus for a little bit.
Yep, and the kids really enjoy it, and it's a good way to get, others involved. Maybe that
Yes.
are like maybe not into it as well. You know what I mean? Like families that aren't quite into it.
Yeah, even I see lots of little siblings get out there who might be some
Right.
future showmen or showwomen out there.
Yep, and it's fun, and the kids, like I said, they have a blast with it, and it's and that's what it's about. You
Yeah.
know, and it's about building the kids into interest of it and keeping it going.
Yeah, this is definitely something that's harder to get into if you aren't aware of it.
right.
Well, like I was saying, one of my good friends was really into it, and that's how I got interested in livestock,
Right.
and that's why I started with a bucket calf. Is I had a couple friends, one who was like, "I'm getting a bucket calf, you should get one too," and then the next year I was doing a pig, and
Right.
now I have big cows and a pig. So it's
Yep.
definitely something once you get into it that's easy to stay in, and especially when you
Right.
have lots of people to help you out. But
And like I said, I mean, it's fun,
Yeah.
and yeah, you want to win and all that and be at the top, but it's just fun being around it, and great people, that are willing to help you. They're your competitors at the end, but
yeah,
they're going to be there for you, to help you get better. That's what all of us have the same goal of involvement and keeping it going, because, this is what makes the world go. I mean, this side of it is, you don't have a pork chop without,
yeah.
you know what I mean, without these guys out there. So,
And this is kind of I like to think of it as the livestock or producers' way of showing off to the public a little
Right,
bit more
exactly.
what really contributes to
y-
everything we do. So this is nice to see. Some people would like to separate show animals and production animals, but at the end of the day, this is just the
that's what it, yeah,
great way to display how we can produce for
Right.
our country and other countries.
exactly. Uh-oh, we got the great and all-powerful Ashley behind us over our shoulder.
She's watching over me.
Now she's talking about the only place she can see. She's, what little I knew Ashley before this week, I knew she was a horse. I mean, she's a workhorse,
Oh yeah, she never
and-
stops.
But she's a riot. I mean, she's funny, and it's just like, oh my gosh, this kid's awesome. I love her.
Everyone loves Weeby, especially when sometimes she cracks some much needed jokes in some tense moments. So
And she makes it fun,
she does.
And that's what, it's very hard to find in this world that someone is passionate about what she wants in the end,
Yes.
but yet she makes it fun. It's you get some, like, I'm going to relate it to athletics a little bit. You get a coach that wants to win, but he doesn't make it fun. You know, and Ashley's got a passion of getting kids out there and succeeding, but yet makes it fun.
Yeah.
And that's, and that's one good quality to have.
She also does a great job of taking kids who might not necessarily show animals
Right.
ever or
Right.
like ever have before.
On my way here this
That's kinda what we
morning,
talked
I knew
about
I had
yesterday.
high
And getting them
expectations,
into
and I think
it.
those were met today. I think all our champions from each division are very, very good. Our showmen are doing a great job out here. You guys have an awesome facility to judge in here, and the ring help's been great getting things moved around. With that being said, I think there's one out here that's still extra, extra good. And in his type and kind, how he's made, his shape and freshness, your barrow's going to be grand overall today.
And right there is a testament to, they're competitors, but, you had a lot of people clapping
Yeah.
that weren't showing that animal. I mean, just looking at it, Fitzers and Linds and
We dropped the
Danners,
reserve
they were
barrel
all
in,
clapping
and we
for
talked in
Grings,
that
you know,
division how
and
loose
that
comfortable
shows the
he was.
testament of
Maybe
the
we'd like to see
community
him
that
cleaned
they've
up
built,
there,
Yes.
you
pulls
know,
his back ever so
and
slightly.
with
I
each
think,
other. So
how that one's made from the side is truly unique, and how he's put together is extra good. I think that pair is extra good. And we talked in that division that it's hard to split that pair up. I'm not going to do it now. He'll be a reserve.
and Bailey will take reserve overall.
Yep.
And now that'll bring out Alyssa, the pig whisperer. I'm sorry, it's my one that I know the most. She's from my hometown, and you know, it's you know, in West Liberty we have a lot of different passionate girls for volleyball and softball and basketball, you know, whatever. And she puts that much passion into her pigs.
Yeah.
And
Dropped the third overall barrow in, and we talked in that division. We'd like to see him cracked open in the chest just a shot more, maybe a little bit looser made. But I think everything else about him fits together so well, and how he paints an awesome picture from the side. That's an extra good kind of a barrow. We'd like to see him a little looser, obviously, a little more cracked open in his chest. But I think that trio worked really, really well together. Barrow's going to be third
There
overall.
we go.
so there's your top three. She just ran into two buzzsaws today. I mean,
The-
those two in front of her were just
Gilt
monsters.
Yeah,
and the
they're-
two red barrels.
those were
I think,
some-
two that are extra good in their own right. I think there's one that just has a shot more in terms of feature, foot and bone, and still brings that much up to the table. When you study that one up high and out of the backside of her shoulder, the gilt's going to be fourth overall.
That'll be Fitzer taking fourth. So first and second in the heifer show, or the gilt show.
We're
Sorry.
getting our animals.
Yeah, getting
confused
ahead of
now.
ourselves a little bit here.
One, I think,
And,
one that, is
third
still
overall,
extra good when we
or
drop
fourth
that
overall
gilt
in the
out.
barrel
She's
show.
nice in
That's
terms of her
crazy.
type and
It's
kind
pretty
and
good
still
for
in
them.
her build.
They had a
I
really
think
good fair.
there's still
Yes.
one
Champion
out here
reserve
that
goat.
breed for breed, I think, is awesome and very elite. Will be unique to see, or be excited to see what he does at State Fair. That Chester over on the far side will be your fifth overall barrel.
Oh, no, they got fifth. I thought they got fourth overall. Oh, they got fourth and fifth. That's right, because they had
yes,
fourth
two.
and fifth. Yep. So that's a good fair for them. And we'll get leading into the little kids show. Anything else you want to talk about today?
I don't think so. That pretty much covers it.
All right. Well,
G-
we'll
excited for the cattle show tomorrow.
well, good luck tomorrow. I was glad talking with you.
Thank you.
Go ride the zipper now with your friends.
Oh,
and
I won't be doing any riding. I learned my lesson the first time I did that. I did the tilt-a-whirl last night, and I'm still regretting it. So
All right. Well, thanks again, hon. Have a wonderful, good luck the rest of the fair, and keep getting more people involved.
Thank
really
you.
appreciate it.
And congratulations to Oliver Grings on winning Grand Champion Market Hog. And a special thanks to Fred's Feed and Supply of West Liberty for donating the banner. Congratulations to Bailey Danner with her Reserve Grand Champion Market Hog. Her banner was donated by Mara Family Genetics. Third overall went to Max and Fitzer. Fourth overall went to Oliver Grings. And fifth overall also went to Max and Fitzer.
So, yeah, Maxon had a
Congratulations to all.
really good day
Thank
today.
you all for coming.
Of course, Grings winning
In
the
a few
whole
moments,
show.
we'll have the Pee Wee Swine Showmanship contest started.
And then here in a little bit, we're going to have what they call the Pee Wee showmanship. This is when Avery will get involved and really get going on that. It'll be interesting to see how these animals fare in Des Moines. Some pretty good animals out here, guys. I think they'll continue on at the state fair level. Appreciate our judge today, Tyson Rothmal from Winterset, Iowa. Thank you to our superintendents, Adam Maurer, Megan Moroff, Jason Fellman, Nick Moroff, Abby Ortiz, Nick Fellman, and Tyler Fellman. All did great work up in there today, getting the organization of the show. Ringman doing a great job in and out with the pigs. Got it over, and like I said, about 2:30, we are about done, and we'll kind of go from there. Take a quick timeout here, and come back for the Pee Wee showmanship.
At 1:45, we will be starting the first age group of 4-year-olds for the Pee Wee show. And if you could all meet over there in the holding pen, that would be amazing. Also, a reminder, we do have free ice cream left over here for anybody that would like seconds. as we get ready to start our 2024 Pee Wee show, we just wanted to thank all of the little ones that are excited to do this, as well as all of the exhibitors for helping out with the little ones. In 2024, the founders of TL Maxwell Farms have been active in the swine industry for 50 years, and they are proud to support the youth as they participate in the livestock arena. Please take the money enclosed and enjoy some fun fair activities. We also have enclosed a coupon for a refreshing popsicle after your hard work in the show ring. It can be redeemed at the show ring cafe between the cattle and the sheep barn. Let's give a round of applause for this year's sponsor, the TJ Maxwell family.
And here comes your Pee Wee Swine Show.
Oh. Okay, we have our 4-year-old Pee-wees in the ring.
We've got a bunch of
My
4-year-olds.
name is Avery Schroeder, and I'm the 2024 Fair Queen. Hi, what's your name?
Will,
Will, nice to meet you. Does your pig have a name?
Big Papa.
Big Waffle. Nice to meet you.
Let's see if there we go.
And
Hi, what's your name?
Damon Rowe.
And what's your pig's name?
I don't know.
You don't know? Okay. What's your name?
That's a lot of pigs named I don't know.
yeah,
And does your pig have a name?
Bacon.
bacon.
Bacon. I like that one.
There we go.
What's your name?
So this is something they
What is
started
it?
a
I
couple
think-
years ago.
Yeah.
Oakland, nice to meet you. What's your name?
There we had another pig in the camera.
We got a pig in the camera, folks.
And does your
And
pig
we
have a
got
name?
somebody whacking
Bonnie.
Wow.
Oh, shoot. Yeah, this is something they started I think it was like 5 or 6 years ago.
What's your name?
And what it does is it just brings
I
kids
love-
out
nice to
and
meet
gets them
you.
an
Does your pig have a
opportunity.
name?
A lot of the kids have
don't
older
know?
siblings that are showing or cousins that are showing, but it gives the kids an opportunity to
What
walk
is your
around
name?
with an animal. It started here at the pig show,
Hunter, nice to meet you.
and it's
Does your
carried
pig have
over
a
into
name?
some of the other arenas as well. But it's
Bo, cool.
just
Okay.
something for the kids, to get out here and get them involved and give them an opportunity to know what it's like to be out in the show ring within a livestock
Hello,
animal.
what is your name?
In this circumstance, a pig.
And does your pig have a name?
See, I think your kid could do this. I'm telling you,
Sally, nice
he
to
could do
meet
this.
you.
I don't know.
We got to get on him.
I don't know that I'd want to do this.
What's your name?
So, and it's an annual thing for the Fair Queen to be involved in this. This is supposed to be, something for the Fair Queen to interact with the kids. And like I said, it's just something to get people involved
What is
and have
your
fun
name?
with. There's
Oh, yeah.
no first place, last place. It's just
You're
opportunities.
Kinley, and is your pig's name Cheeto? Yeah, I love your hair.
This girl is almost shorter than the pig she's.
Yes. And like I said, I believe this was the 4 years.
Yeah, this is the 4-year-old.
Yeah, 4-year-olds. So
Thank you for our 4-year-olds in the Pee Wee show. Can we get a round of applause?
yeah, yay! Yeah, because I believe our judge is left the premises for now. I believe. I haven't seen him floating around anywhere.
This is awesome.
Oh shoot! And in some circumstances, to have a little 4-year-old or whatever, you're not going to do that with a a 2,000 pound, 1,200, 15 pound, 100 pound steer or heifer. I mean, that's going to be very difficult, but it's unique here because the animals are not that, overpowering, so to speak. Now we'll get into the 5-year-olds. What time was the running thing that you were talking about?
The what?
The other event that you were going to go to today before the donkey race?
Oh, 4 o'clock. Or 4:30.
4:30.
It's just, I'm going to head up to the 4-H building and interview some of the kids.
Okay.
And that won't be live, folks. That'll just be an interview that we'll do with them, and then we'll put out a little later.
Put it out later.
Yeah.
And that's just to interview them about their projects up there?
No, well, so they got a 2024 Agricultural Injury Prevention Grant.
Okay.
From the Iowa Center for Agricultural Safety and Health.
Okay.
So they're doing a helmet hair contest.
Helmet hair
Where you can.
Oh boy.
You can like wear a helmet and then take a picture, and whoever has the craziest helmet hair wins.
Oh my goodness.
And
that's great.
Yeah. So Mallory, that was here talking with you a little bit ago, was part of that. So we're gonna go up and kind of walk through how that sort of
Okay, we
went.
have our 5-year-old Pee Wee showman in the ring.
Oh my goodness.
We're gonna ask them a few questions. Hello, what is your name? Ollie, nice to meet you. And does your pig have a name?
George.
George, cool.
Look at him run around. Oh, they love it. And like I said,
Hello, what is your name?
most of these are, like I said, there's a sibling of some sort.
Easton, nice to meet you. And does your pig have a name?
Oh, is he going to try and take out our cam?
Easton,
No,
what's your pig's
No,
name?
got him to
they
turn.
got it. Great job, kids.
Well, there's two of them on one there.
Flower. Pretty.
And they're still outweighed by double.
And this is,
Hello, what
like I
is
said, this
your
is open
name?
to just anybody. You don't have to have a
Preston,
sibling.
nice to meet you.
Does your
showing
pig
an
have a
animal.
name? If you just happen to be walking by
No.
and you want your kid to try
His
something
name
out
is-
different,
What's his name?
and
Which is, here's the thing.
Calvin.
All
cool.
that for $4 for
Yeah.
a kid to get in. And if they're under 5, it's free anyway.
yeah, exactly.
But like, $6 for an adult,
Hello,
$4
what is
for a
your
kid, and you can have them come
And what
do
is your
something like
pig's
this.
name?
yeah, I mean,
It's crazy.
it's like I said. I mean,
And-
and the kids, I'll guarantee you, 8 out of 10 kids are going to jump on something like this if I can be in
Oh.
a pig.
What is your name?
Well,
Oh my-
geez, walk them through the kitty
Yeah,
barnyard
does your
and
pig
then
have a
let them
name?
do something like this. Oh my
That-
God, what a great
Rusty.
experience.
Yep.
Cool.
She's skipping around, and I love it. Got a cowboy hat out there.
Good work. What is your name?
And one thing to think about.
Rita.
Oh boy.
Nice to meet you.
That-
And what is your name?
That kid knows how to use a mic.
Yeah.
Ace. Does your guys' pig have a name?
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh, we might have a collision coming.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Okay, let's give these 5-year-olds a hand.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not sure it was. Somebody came to our rescue there.
That was Alyssa.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, Alyssa Linz. My pig whisperer.
Oh, folks, so hearing Pig Whisperer, again, if you're not used to listening to Discover Muscatine, Toby and I come up with nicknames for the folks we cover. Softball, baseball,
Whatever,
athletes,
yeah.
whatever it is. So if you notice us starting to come up with nicknames, that's kind of it's just a thing.
Right. It's just something we do.
It's just a thing.
And like I said, with Allison, she's the one I know the most from being my hometown. I do know a lot of these kids. I know their parents more than anything. I grew up with
That's
their
'cause
parents.
you're old.
Yeah, and I'm old. And so I can relate to some of them a little bit better being from my hometown, and I've known her. And I said this once, I'll say it again. There's athletes, and these kids in general, not just Lens, they put as much time and effort into their projects as any athlete would on a basketball court or a football field or a baseball or softball or wrestling mat. They put
Oh,
the
absolutely.
same amount of effort and into these projects. It's winning a county fair or just even going to a county fair and participating
Here are our
is
6-year-old
their
showmen
end
coming
game,
into the
and then
ring.
obviously the state fair after that. But it's a showing what they've done all year. It's their way to get out there and do that. So it's very, very, the end game makes you appreciate it more, and all the hard work that you put in all year. It'd be kind of like winning that game against your rival on a football
Hello
field
there.
or
What
basketball
is your
court or
name?
whatever it may be. For some of those that might not quite know
No.
for
This is
sure what
Brody.
goes on
Nice to
behind the
meet you,
scenes.
Brody.
Toby, here's a question.
Mhm.
As they use those, let's call them sticks.
Hello, what's
Mm-hmm.
your name?
Well, is there a real name for those?
Those are
Riley,
actually
does your
called
pig
a
have a name?
whip.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
makes sense.
George,
Yep.
Nice to meet
Um,
you.
Is it the point just to kind of
What's
like
your
annoy them
name?
to go the other direction?
Robert, and does your pig
and
have
and
a
that
name?
comes with the work that they do
Scar, is
um,
that right?
outside
Cool.
of what you see here, and the practice. It's not painful by any
Hi,
means.
No, it doesn't look like
no.
it. That's why
And
Hello.
and some
I love your
people
dress. Does
might
your
think
pig have
it-
a name?
it doesn't look painful at all. I mean,
Princess.
it looks like.
Wonderful.
it's something that basically deters them from
What
going
is
one
your
way and
name?
going the other way.
Have
Wyatt,
you,
nice to meet you.
When,
Does your pig have
when
a
you were a
name?
kid, did you ever play the "I'm not touching you" game?
Yes.
Where you like put your finger like right next to
Yep.
somebody's face and
Yep.
you say, "I'm not touching you."
Bacon,
That's kind of what this
nice.
reminds me of.
Yep.
Right.
And
I
it's-
mean, a little touching, but
Yep.
just kind of
What
that
is
like.
your name?
It's just enough to deteriorate them. Say, okay,
does
you don't
your
want me
pig
to go
have a
that way.
name?
I'll go this way. You know what I mean? And
Marshmallow.
and
That's a good one.
and that's what they're for. There's different types. Some of them are a little bit harder plastic. Some of them are a little bit softer. They'll have like a little, like on a fishing lure, like the
Yeah, it looks like a little, almost like tassel or
What's
something.
your
Yeah,
name? What's
and,
your name?
and it's just basically to deter them and
And does
kind
your
of
pig have
control
a
them
name?
and keep them in front of the judge and stuff like that.
Calvin.
And like I said, there's no pain there whatsoever.
Let's
it's
give
just
these 6-year-olds
A way
round of
to
applause.
get them to move, keep them moving,
Right.
and keep them moving the way you want them to move. So, and like tomorrow, you'll see them using a show stick, and that just, it'll scratch them under their belly or under their neck, position their feet how they want them. Just put a little bit of pressure on it, and they'll move that foot. But it's actually it's a lot of places where they get scratched by that stick. It feels good to them because they can't reach that spot to scratch it themselves. If they get an itch or whatever the case may be, it feels good to them. Because it's a place that they can't scratch. Under their belly, it's hard to get a scratch there for an itch or if something.
It reminds me of one of our dogs, Chewy. When you scratch his chest, his leg goes.
Right. Yep. It's the same type
You
of
can
thing.
get him to do anything after
Yep,
you do that.
exactly. I used to have one that I could get her to lift her leg up out in the middle of the field because I'd scratch the inside of her leg and she'd lift it up so I could, it's just little things like that. And like I said, they become a pet, for a good way to say that, a relation type. I mean, you get attached to them, and they become a pet.
And then they become.
Hamburger, pork chops,
Which,
Euros.
speaking of which, I just had a burger from the Showroom Cafe.
Very good.
Super good.
Yeah,
It was
very
like-
good.
It's like $6 for
And-
like huge burger with like
Here comes
crazy.
the
The
7-year-olds
Wilton Booster
into
Club
the ring.
that's their gig. A couple, I want to say, another one of those deals that was like 4 or 5 years ago. It's perfect. I mean, for all
What
these
is
kids
your
right here, it's
name?
right in the middle.
Edda.
Yeah.
And what is your favorite part of the fair so far?
Everything.
Everything. That's a great answer.
And it works
What's your
perfect for
name?
these kids, so they don't have to
Kennedy,
walk
and
all
what's
the
your
way up to the
favorite part of
midway
fair so
to
far?
get a quick burger breakfast. They're huge. If you get over there for
Everything.
breakfast, they have great breakfast food over
What's
there.
your name? Finley, nice to
Phenomenal
meet you. And
breakfast
what's your favorite
food.
Part of the
Well,
fair?
and there's a whole, like right across from that is a
the
whole
races. I like
trailer
that
of
answer.
coffee.
Yep.
Like they,
What
literally
is
they
your
got
name?
Yep. And that works great as
Easton.
well.
And what is your favorite part of the fair so far?
They should have called it
The
Fairbucks.
rides.
There you go. There you go.
What's
Different
your
kinds of
name?
coffee that you can have in the morning. Iced,
Finley?
hot,
What is your
you know,
favorite part of the
kind of
fair
like a
so far?
Starbucks, but, you know, different, a little bit different.
Rides. Popular answer.
And I think this is the first year I've seen it.
What's
It's either
your
first or
name?
second year. Second year.
Hensley,
Okay.
is that right? And what's your
So-
favorite part of the fair so far?
But
Probably showing and rides.
showing and rides. I like it. Yeah, this is
What is your name? Vale.
Avery
And what
doing
is
a
your
good
favorite
job
part of
jumping
the
in.
fair so far?
talking to all the kids that
rides.
she can.
Thank you.
Um,
Hi, what's your name?
She's doing a
Hadley,
great job
and what's your favorite
and
part of the
being
fair so
involved and
far?
talking to the kids and getting the
The
kids.
ride.
The rides. Thank you.
A lot of kids. I mean, when you're 5, 6, years old, you don't want to talk. I mean, it's like you get a mic thrown in your face. It's like, okay, do I
Hi,
really
what's
want to
your
answer
name?
these questions? You know.
Ethan, and
But
what's
she's
your favorite part of
involving
the fair
herself
so
in it.
far?
And
You'd be surprised the number of kids
Showing the pigs.
who haven't learned to be scared
Let's
of a
give these
microphone yet.
7-year-olds
Really?
a round
Yeah,
of applause,
like most of them
please.
want them until
Wow.
somebody goes, oh, and then they're like, wait, I could be embarrassed by this?
right. I think they go up to 8, 7 or 8, because this is 6-year-olds, right?
I don't know. Ask Avery.
Well, Avery's busy. I'm not gonna. I think there's. But she's got a big day in front of her today, and of course every day. I did warn her. I said, at the end of the fair, you will be exhausted. You have a lot of responsibilities now, of going to different things, and it wears on you by the end of the fair.
Is her knee going to be up for this?
She'll be fine. She's a trooper. But yeah, because it's just what they do with, and that's part of being the fair queen is yes, there's a lot of perks, but there's a lot. You have to be in a lot of places at a lot of times, and and she'll have to do different variety of
Entering the ring
things.
is our final group of showmen. We have our 8 and up kids.
8 and up. See
What is
why I
your
could do it.
name? Walter. And what is
Wait
your
till I
favorite
see
part of
Wyatt.
the
Next
fair
time I
so
see
far?
Wyatt, I'm gonna be like, dude, you got to come to the
Showing.
fair and
Thank
do
you.
this. And then I'll have Danner get on him too.
What is your name?
It wouldn't surprise me if
Becca.
there's
And
been a
what is your favorite
Snapchat
part of the fair so
that's
far?
landed to him.
Puppet.
The puppet show. What is your name?
Oh, yeah. That's something we haven't talked about.
And what is
Yeah,
your
the puppet
favorite part
show.
of the fair so far?
Runs several times a day.
The
Yep.
rides.
Part of the admission, just go hang out under the trees.
Yep. I actually, this may sound kind of different,
Ren, and what is your favorite
but
part of the fair so far?
one thing I enjoy doing, when I get a
Very popular
chance,
answer.
is our wood carver.
Oh, the log hugger?
Yeah.
That dude's awesome.
Yeah, I enjoy
Hello,
watching
what is
him
your name? Maverick,
create
nice to meet
something
you.
out of a
What's
log.
your
I mean,
favorite part of
it's
the fair?
He's
amazing.
a chainsaw sculptor.
Yep, and he'll take a log and create something,
What is your
and it's just
name?
I am amazed
Easton, and what's your favorite part of the fair?
at
so
how
far?
good he is and what he does.
Well, and how consistent
That's
he is.
Yes.
Like,
great
I mean, he
answer.
rolls in here every year.
Yep.
They, of course, there's a mill here at the
Right.
fair, so they make sure that he's got
Hello, what is
Plenty
your
of-
name?
plenty of
Plenty of wood.
logs and
And
slabs
what is your
and
favorite part of
whatnot.
the fair so far?
And he'll
and
carve.
just all week he carves. And then what's really cool is at the end of the
Hi,
week
what is your
they do a
name?
log hogger auction.
Yep.
And
What is
all
your
that money
favorite part of the
goes
fair
to the
so
fair.
far?
Yep, all of it. And then of course he has business on the side.
Thank you.
That he does that, and that's kind of how he creates his clientele. Is
What is
kind
your
of shows
name?
what he can do, and
Kennedy, and what's your favorite
and
part
then
of
he'll
the
go
fair
to
so
different
far?
places if he, if you have
Oh,
a
yeah.
tree
Oh, that's
at
a
your house or
great
whatever, and you
answer.
want something
Can we
carved
give
in
a
it, he'll
round
do
of
it.
applause for
Or
our 8
he'll do
and
something
up
back at his
group?
shop
Thank
for you.
you.
So, yeah, it's. I mean, he's amazing. And what it just popped into my head because he's currently going right now.
Yeah, you might even be able to hear
We
me.
missed
in the
one.
background,
What is
so.
your name?
Caitlin,
And what is your favorite part of the fair so far?
showing.
Showing. Thank you.
Have a good day there, sir. And one thing I will say is I think they're definitely on board for next year. I've heard just even today in our little breaks that we've had, I've had probably 20 people come up to me and say, "This is awesome what you guys are doing," and I'm
Glad to hear it.
and he said, you know, it's great. You know, I've already told people for, you know, I got another, you know, we showed sheep on Saturday. I've already got people told that you guys are going to be here Saturday.
So I think what you're saying is the cat's out of the bag.
Yeah, the cat's out of the bag. We're, you know, and that's what we do it for. You know, I mean, we just do it, you know, to get it out there, and it's fun. You know, we have a good time, like we've said before. We're just two guys on a couch, just having a good time, and getting a good product out for everybody to see.
Well, and I think the big thing, you know, we started off with sports, which, you know, we've been doing muskie sports for years, and it's all about getting the kids more publicity.
Right.
You broadcast it free for everybody to see.
Right.
It gets exposure for the kids. They learn how to, you know, how to manage it, how to do everything else.
Right.
They love it. They go back and watch it all the time.
All the time.
Like, the kids, honestly, I think the kids get more out of it than anybody else.
Yep.
They love the nicknames. They love the whole
Yep.
process.
Yep.
And so, you know, we've really just kind of taken that and just kind of like flopped out a basketball
Thank you,
court for a
everybody,
show.
for coming
Yeah,
to this
exactly.
year's Pee Wee Show. We just wanted to give one last thank you and round of applause to TL Maxwell Farms.
So that takes care of the Pee-wees.
Pee-wees, yep.
And so we'll take a quick break here for a little bit. We'll be back for Bacon Buddies.
Okay.
But what is that, about 3:30?
I believe it's 3:30. Yes.
3:30-ish.
Yeah.
Check MuscatineCountyFair.com. Go up and check out the fair schedule. It'll tell you right there.
Yep.
Which you would think. I designed the brochures. You'd think I'd know. Hang on.
Yep.
Whoops. Yeah, 3:30 is
3:30.
Bacon Buddies.
Bacon
Yep.
Buddies.
Yep.
Okay. That'll work great. And like I said, we'll step away and be back.
See you shortly.